Yeah. It's true. Have not heard. The last thing she said was that she felt really good about tonight.
It is usually me who is the one who is late. It feels weird to be on before anyone. Before everyone is already there. Yeah, like on. It's already live.
Oh, it would help if my microphone was broadcasting to the stream, though. I just put us live. Yep.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll give Dana a couple minutes here, and then, like I said earlier, we'll just get going with my game instead, and we'll do them out of order. That wouldn't be the end of the world.
It would, in fact, not be the end of the world.
No.
Let's hope it would not be the end of the world, because that would be pretty anticlimactic.
I don't know, pretty crappy end of the world for sure.
All of this build-up for that? Yeah.
Right.
Right.
That's all we get.
This is the season finale of 2020. Ryan Thompson plays Mega Man 6.
Right. Look, if you playing Mega Man 6 took us directly into tomorrow being 2021 and a better world emerged from that, look, I'm down.
Hi.
Oh, man. Hey, Dana. There's a lot I would do to, like, speed to the end of 2020 right now. Not gonna lie.
I'm fine with the rest of 2020 just suddenly turning awesome.
Yeah, that's
pulling one out at the end. I would be down with that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Dana, I'm waiting on you to join Discord and share stuff.
I'm trying. Give me a sec.
Okay.
Discord. Go on. Sweet.
Boop, boop, boop.
So
we also need
go ahead, Karen.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm hearing everybody doubled.
Let me check everything. No.
I'm not hearing any doubling.
You shouldn't
hear... You have to deafen?
Oh, I muted myself on Discord. Does that fix things?
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
That's so much better. Okay. Play.
So, Karen and Julianne, you can choose. It's easiest if you just join Discord and mute yourselves, and then watch Dana stream.
Okay.
If you can't do that, I can share it on Skype, but then it creates real potential for weirdo doubling stuff.
Okay.
So Ryan,
yes.
How do I make you guys louder and the game sound softer? Because right now it's like black and me. I can barely.
Are you on Windows?
Are you playing Proteus?
What was that? I had to stop the game.
Are you on Windows right now?
Yes.
Right-click the speaker icon in the lower right and click Open Volume Mixer.
Okay.
And then increase the sound of Skype.
Yes.
Decrease Mega Man a little bit.
Yeah.
And
okay, talk a little bit just so I can check your levels.
Oh yes, I am so important and amazing. I love you love hearing the sound of my voice.
Booty,
oh man.
Doody, fruity, doop, booty, boot.
I want to tell everybody I am drinking the biggest Surly beer I have to celebrate Mega Man, and I did buy it before we all found out that Surly sucks as a company and you shouldn't buy their beer anymore. So don't.
Oh, okay. I don't know any of this.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know what Surly beer is, but it's fall now, so it's time for Manhattans. Cheers.
Solid.
Yay.
Surly is a Minneapolis-based beer company that their employees at their brewery all unionized, and the next day they shut the brewery public-facing side down.
Oh, gross.
So
they fired like the entire wait staff. There's no restaurant there anymore, and it was like my favorite place in the Twin Cities. I'm really pissed about it.
Oh, rude. That's dumb.
This is a group I've camped out to have their beer before.
Nice.
And now I'm not buying it
nice
anymore.
blue eyeshadow situation, Dana, by the way, now that I'm looking.
Thank you. All right.
Mega.
If I share screen, it'll automatically share sound, if I recall, right?
You have to share the app. Load Mega Man first, and then share Mega Man.
It did.
Yeah, I see it.
All right. So do we click watch stream?
Yep.
I see it and I hear it.
Me too. Level's good.
Level's good so far to me.
Let me pop it in here for everybody.
I want you to know, Dana, I took your advice. Did you see?
Are you wearing? Yay! I'm so
Did you
happy.
notice my background? I'm all sorts of coordinated.
You're very coordinated. I love it.
Yeah, wow.
I put on clothes out of my closet for you.
Aw. I'm so proud
order.
that I warrant a closet.
This is peak quarantine in that stuff came out of my closet and onto my body instead of out of my comfy clothes dresser drawer and onto my body.
So I made myself. Are we live?
Oh yes,
Yep.
we're ready for you to go.
Everything's like being weird.
I really like this specific arrangement of the Mega Man 3 title music, by the way. This is from the Japan-only PlayStation Collection 6-disc release of the Mega Man franchise. And there's a couple of these tracks that are really, really great for things like menus and Legacy Collection stuff. I don't like very many of them at all in the actual games. But for like menuing around, this is a really cool remix to do that in.
So I just want to, before I get started here, quickly show y'all I made cheat sheets of just like notes for myself.
Solid, nice.
That's beautiful.
With like the different
Stat this
bosses
again.
and like their weapon weaknesses and
That's a level.
yeah.
That's
some
amazing.
stuff. So it was very cute. I was gonna hand draw it in my bullet journal, and then life was busy, so I did.
All right, let's do this.
Sound levels are good. Cool. So this is welcome to the Mega Man Legacy Collection. One
Which I haven't
couple of
spent nearly enough time with.
some of the things that are going to save us are there is a rewind function which I only discovered today, like 2 hours ago. So if I really screw up a jump or something and I fall into a pit, I can just rewind. There's also a save function similar to an emulator, so you can save and do all sorts of fun things. So we'll do a couple of those.
All right, I love this title screen music. This is my favorite title screen on the NES.
We're gonna let it play.
Really?
Good.
Oh, this is definitely not the best title screen music on NES, but
You're
it's a
wrong,
good
but
one. Come on, Wizards and Warriors, Bazanadu. Which I'm starting to say now like it's natural, and it's not.
I love when the beat drops here. This is so good.
It's a good, top 10 for sure.
it starts out all soulful, which is one thing that I think this game does really well. Both this and the ending Proto Man theme, which we don't get to hear all of.
You'll hear all of it.
Silly.
When you do Magnet Man's stage, I'll have you hear most of it.
Yeah.
Because if you pause while you're dropping down to one of those rooms, you'll hear more of it.
Well, it's a controller 2 thing. It's not a controller 1. It's like you have to hold up on controller 2, which I don't have plugged in because I'm here.
Right.
So, anyway, I'm gonna password because I'm a wuss and my muscle memory isn't what it was, as I discovered practicing for this. So we're just gonna go ahead and give ourselves 9 E-tanks.
I love how happy this is. This is fantastic. All right,
and we have my shirt. So as you all know, you can do Mega Man in whatever order you like. I grew up fighting Magnet Man. That's where I'm gonna
Mega Man 3 is unique in that there is no set correct order per se.
There's a couple loops, and you can kind of break into them however you want.
Right, there's a loop of 5 and a loop of 3, and so you get to choose how you want to do it.
Yeah.
My Twitch stream chat is, I got the spinning beach ball of death, but doing fine, Andrew. No, like all of Google
So,
Chrome
Dana,
is frozen
hey,
right now.
as you drop down, as you're falling, pause before you hit the ground.
That's...
Like,
No, because it's the short form of the whistle. It doesn't play his whole game.
if you go to the weapon select screen right there, it'll play the entire whistle as an independent track.
Oh, don't need to do that.
Okay.
We'll do it at the end. There is like a jukebox feature in the Legacy Collection, so we'll do it then.
Sounds good.
We can always listen to the whole thing, because it's beautiful. Nice. So, as y'all know, the music is credited to Bun Bun, who's actually Yasuaki Fujita, who stepped in for Harumi Fujita, who had to step out of the project because of maternity leave, and they are not related. There's a common misconception on the internet that she is his wife, but they are not related.
You mean the internet is wrong?
The internet is wrong. Luckily, the video game music preservation wiki is correct. So,
Some of the internet is correct.
yep.
It's good to know.
I'm shocked. Shocked and amazed.
So I want to remind all of you that these have the most optimistic name in all of gaming. These are the appearing blocks.
Yeah. Instead of disappearing. Shoot. Okay, I have to pay attention 1 sec. This went better in my practice one earlier.
I like these polyrhythms. Whoa.
Cool. Okay, why are you not jumping when I'm thinking? 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Nice.
I have to counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. Four. There we go. Okay. This is the one that's tough.
Yep, because you got to hit all 4 blocks here.
There we go. That's not
Yay,
bad.
nice work. I feel like the earlier games give you room to take in how awesome the music is, honestly, in a way that some of the later ones don't, for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Even by Mega Man 4, because you're like constantly charging.
Yes.
That sound overcomes a lot of the other stuff, so it's kind of obnoxious. Oh my gosh. Being annoying, everybody.
I really like, we didn't get around to mentioning it a lot on this track, but there's a real cool moment between, like, the arpeggiation of Magnet Man's, like, accompaniment versus how melodic that theme is that I really like.
This is why I got 9 E-tanks, y'all. Because of precisely that! Not every boss, but I just am really bad at Magnet Man's movement because he's so friggin' jumpy. Well, there's a couple. There's a few that are like very easy for me, and then a few that I just am not quite as strong at.
See, what's weird is I'm really terrible at the next one you'll go to. Hard Man.
Oh, Hard is a bitch.
Hard Man.
Yeah, he's hard. And
He's not the best choice of names.
His level isn't that bad. Yeah, so let's see. So before Harumi Fujita went on maternity leave, she had written 3 tracks. So Gemini Man, Needle Man, and parts of the end credits.
nice.
Are all her. Everything else is Bud Bud. Yes, yeah.
Ooh, corn floor.
And these guys.
It does, it looks like Corn Pops cereal, for sure.
Yeah.
About that, yeah.
Can I have that as a recipe in Animal Crossing? I want to make corn floor.
Corn floor.
They have more ridiculous floors out there.
Of all of the pieces in the first 3 or 4 Mega Man games, by the way, this piece is screaming to me that it wants a Sega Genesis Yamaha bass.
It's so good. It's such a jam.
The A section, there's this, it's trying so hard right here. to represent like a funk-style bass, and the poor little NES can't do it. Luckily, the rest of the track is a complete banger, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is actually one of my least favorite levels, but one of my favorite tracks. Frick. Just gonna...
Mega Man.
It's because this
Get
monkey
away from
sucks.
the damn monkey!
Right?
Let's see. Can I hold myself just so? Ah, frig!
Monkey, monkey!
Pixel yourself just so. There we go. That's what we want. Okay. Get
Nice.
some health back. Okay, this one's not so bad because you don't have the uneven floor to contend with, so you can just do the hop back and forth. And I do try to kill him when I can. Oh my god!
I actually
can
don't
land
think the algorithm is the same. I think we just check every landing where Mega Man is and go for it. Whereas the magnets turn in a weirder way. At least the magnets that Mega Man fires. Magnet Man's might be. When you do the check has to be different though, right?
I'm gonna go up this way because there's an E-Tank, which takes me back up to 9. And I could go back for the health. Yeah, I probably should. Except for that guy. Ah!
You have enough E-Tanks, so I say just go for it. You're gonna get steamrolled over.
You're gonna see me make a lot of dumbass mistakes. That's okay. Okay. Now we try to kill some of y'all when things aren't shooting at us. Yoink! Okay, we're gonna E-Tank for him.
Oh, so you heard more of it this time.
Yep. Interesting. I always thought that it was a separate track. Like there was a short Just the Whistle. Come on. Jump over him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they are separate tracks, but you can just hear more of it because the stop is actually not programmed until Proto Man lands.
No, thank you.
There's this tradition
Okay.
of like large, stupid enemies that you should not fight in any Mega Man game.
And I don't think with the rewind fixture, I may not need to save, but
Yeah.
Okay. Then you just spam him. And then you go back because you ran out of ammo. You finish him off.
Nice.
So I made a mocktail tonight. It's kind of like a margarita, but with my Seedlip Grove.
Nice.
Megarita?
Yeah, the Megarita.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my
You
god.
got
we
me hard
rated.
rated.
Oh, why say for beta rating when I'm playing? Oh shit.
Nice.
Because you're cool.
Hi, folks.
Thanks for joining us, folks.
Yeah, we are so excited to be playing Mega Man right now. We've been waiting to do this a long time.
And by we mean we're really excited that Dana's playing Mega Man right now.
That's right.
Well,
You-
yeah, that's just
Sigma Beta, you missed all the jokes about Hardman. I'm so sorry for you.
But we still have hard knuckle, so it's okay.
Yes, we do.
yeah.
Then we'll get out the hard knuckle at the end of the stage here to fight Top Man. Yeah, trust me, I would be very disappointed if you weren't making those jokes in addition.
Yeah, you have to. I Hey, Rob. It's good to see you.
Yeah. Nice group of folks. Welcome.
I love cheesing people on the ladders.
We're gonna go
One
ahead
mod
and
view.
grab that health.
Alright. I have to say, and Dana's gonna hate me for this. There are a number of these tracks that I hear the Mega's lyrics to now, because they've done the entirety of the Mega Man 3 soundtrack at this point.
That's fine.
Some of their lyrics are insanely good.
This one always gave me a surf rock vibe. I don't know if y'all are picking it up.
I can hear that. I can hear it.
Yeah, Jarrell, right? I dodge bullets when I'm spinning for Top Man is so good.
Those are biatches. But they give me health, so we like them.
It is not from Mega Ran, it's the Megas. Let me grab a link for you here.
See, this kitty is nice because you can just dodge the yarn balls, or the hair balls, or whatever they're supposed to be. The next one's not so nice because they go off screen and then you have to deal with the, like, motorized fleas. And they are not so fun. Just like real fleas.
That's true.
That wasn't too bad.
So many Mega Man bands. Mega bands.
Mega Bands.
Mega bands.
So many bands.
So wait, I want to see how Dana does this. Oh, she just
Jumping?
does it. No, I can't do it that way. I fall every time. I have to use Rush, and you can put Rush on the spikes, he won't die, and then you can just jump on that and you're totally fine.
Yeah, but I do a lot of other stupider things. So just because
I don't think it's parallel fourths here, Rob, but I'm not listening. It is Dana playing
Rob
today,
has
not
probably
me.
transcribed it and played it.
It's both.
Oh,
Fits,
shit, I
fits,
did not
worth,
mean
worth.
to waste an E-tank.
No, you didn't, but that's okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's Dana playing.
Wait, let's rewind. I forgot I have that function. I don't have to waste my E-tank.
What?
Hell yeah! Haha! Because that's not so much health.
That's pretty sick, actually.
Okay. His jump always, or his slide always takes a little longer than I think to start. So why did I shoot him? Off my rhythm. He's not too hard though.
No. This is, I think,
But
the
yeah.
last Mega Man game where they do variable amounts of damage when they work well. Like, Top Man only takes 4, Shadow Man takes 3 with the top spin. After Mega Man 3, they always take 7 with the good weapon. It kind of ruins the uniqueness of it a little bit.
Well, and you know, as a kid, like, my brother and I did a lot of different orders to try to figure out what weapons would work best.
Ooh, Shadow Man's theme is very different from the rest of them. I really like it.
It's got
Again,
a really hot bass line.
It does. And what's really sad is, as much as I said a couple of these pieces feel like they'd be right at home on the Sega Genesis with the better bass, the Genesis version of this track blows. And there is an official one. But, yeah, the bass line here is super good.
Okay, I'm playing a little better than I started. That was a decent Proto Man fight there.
Yeah, you're doing great.
I was practicing on the NES, so when I got to the Legacy Collection and it like allows you to save and all that, I was like, what is this? So it was like practice training on hard mode and then knowing that I have the ability to make things better. Thanks, Terrell. Don't worry, the dumb shit happens a lot. That's the thing.
So there's a weird thing about the NES that just triggered in Dana's gameplay. Some enemies in this game, you can like walk away from them and they'll despawn off screen and they won't come back. And other enemies will annoyingly come back every time.
Yes.
And it's arbitrary. To me, anyway.
Yeah, you have to like learn which ones. Okay, these guys follow you, so we're gonna try to get there.
So, to Lice Music's comment, there's a really fascinating quote in Chris Kohler's book about like how Japanese video games saved the world and gave it an extra life, which is a fantastic title. About how
video games give me life,
American developers, for a while on the Sega Genesis, were convinced that Japanese composers had a different sound chip than them, because Americans could not make it sing the way that the very best Japanese composers on the Sega Genesis could. And I feel like that largely holds true, where there are a ton of games that are absolutely mind-blowingly good on the Sega Genesis, and there's a lot of NES ports that don't get it done.
That guy hits me every dang time. Like 1 in 10 times I don't get hit by him. Anyway.
Battletoads as well. The game has fantastic music. It's one of Dave Wise's earliest games. And the Genesis port is not as amazing, even though obviously technologically, capability-wise, it could and should be.
Okay.
This one's hard.
So my main issue is I suck at just using topspin. I find it very awkward. So this one, there may be a rewind.
Dana's got a ballerina this dude to death. 1, 2.
See?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Isn't this
cool.
rewind cool?
Yeah,
that's
just
amazing.
Realized what it did. Yeah.
It even takes the music back, which I just think is so charming.
Yes, that's like Brady.
Come on. Got him. But it does save a lot of time. Otherwise, I was like memorizing all the code. I'd be like, let's just pass that guy if I was like dying too much.
The other big problem with the top spin as a weapon, incidentally, is if you use it against normal enemies, you'll still recoil a little bit, so you can't use it to protect your jump, which is the real reason you would want to use it. The other weapon that's really weird in the first 6, we won't see it tonight because we're not playing through 5, is Chargeman's slide kick. Should feel absolutely incredible to use, and it's the worst weapon in the entire franchise.
I like how many of these have like intro ramp ups. It's consistent with that slow jam, like soulful intro, and then we launch into the real work.
Yeah. I love the climbing stuff up that chromatic scale here. This is so good. Ba, 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 ba. For sure, like, the triangle wave toms is a very Mega Man thing to do.
Yes. So much so that if I hear it in any other place, like, I think Mega Man.
Play a better game and just stream the Mega Man soundtrack.
What?
But you know...
Oh, don't hate on this game. This is... The reason that I
That's
wanted to
super
do this
rude.
one is it's my favorite.
That's rude, but I think that'd be fun, like, as an experiment to, like, play one game, stream another game's music, just to see how it feels.
I feel like you'd have to pick a game that, like, readily affords that. Like a
Ryan,
rocket...
there are no rules. Ludomusicology Thursday.
There are no rules here, that is correct.
Where we're going, there are no rules.
I suspect one of the rules, though, is that none of you want to watch me play Rocket League.
I have the DeLorean in Rocket League, but
I don't know,
suck
bot
at it.
ridiculous soundtrack. I don't know.
Dear Esther with the
Esther
Doom
with the-
soundtrack.
Yeah, like that would be fun.
That would be hilarious. You could join us for that one, Elizabeth.
Don't play Dear Esther with the Doom soundtrack, but why not?
Or you do one of those randomizers where it's the same soundtrack, but it's just randomly cued. For
There
whatever you
are a
want.
lot of randomizers that will randomize the music as well.
Yeah. I want that to be a single option. Like you play a randomizer where it's just the music for our Ludomusicology Thursday purposes. I think it'd be fine.
We could do that with Final Fantasy VI, honestly. And
Ooh.
we know the person who does the randomized set of that music well. She's one of ours.
Yeah.
Look at that. Did you see that? That was so good.
I did
bet
see
it
that.
really
That was
messed me up.
absolutely baller of you.
Okay.
Yeah. Emberling,
Yeah,
right?
Sigma Beta, that's Emberling, who does the randomizer for Final Fantasy VI. And there's two randomizers, and I have to look up the names to tell you which one it is. Give me just a second. Oh, I can't, because I'm watching Dana on Discord.
I am.
Someone do a Google.
She does all the music randomization for the randomizer. There's a team that does the actual randomizer stuff. I will do the Google.
To the Google.
It's Final Fantasy VI Beyond Chaos that she does. And that randomizes all of the skills, items, drops, enemies, and music, but you play through the same plot. So maybe your Terra has, like, no fight ability, but she'll always cast Fire 2 for free every round.
Here comes my favorite level, and the one that Karen is dressed for.
I'm ready.
Oh, well, now,
I'm ready.
Now
I am
we're getting
prepared.
into aleatoric 20th century bullshit. Like, every note is actually randomized, not just every soundtrack cue.
That would be
Every note.
funny.
Every dynamic.
This is absolutely up there for best track in the game.
Oh, this is a good
Other
one.
than, like, the intro and closing themes.
Yes, agreed.
It's in F minor, too, which is my favorite key, so... Fun fact.
I love how tight the rhythm is here. I wish we had Doug around, like, to speak to that more eloquently than I can. Because I have no rhythm.
Oh, yeah. Pick you out.
Is Wily Stage 3-4 the one that does the chromatic climb? Dun 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 dun
Yep.
dun dun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this song, right? Yeah, this game is a lot of people will say it's not their favorite Mega Man, but I'm really partial to it because it was my first Mega Man. So, and
That's why I
that's
like
one of the
Mega Man
reasons
2.
why 1 and 2 are actually really frustrating for me because I grew up with the slide and everything. So like,
So, weird trivia about the pole jumpers. If you just walk up to them and slide the moment before you would connect with them, you will actually slip under their pole and continue to go.
is that true? That's fun. Because the pole event, like, once it detaches, it, like, damages you.
Correct, but you can slide under it for a split second.
Yeah, so actually, Rob, fun fact, we are going to be skipping the Mega Man 2 levels only because there's not new music. And not because I suck at them.
No, no. Oh, no.
So, I actually love the idea of those levels, because what I love is the inclusion of the Mega Man 2 bosses in Mega Man 3. That's what makes Mega Man 3 better than Mega Man 2 for me. I don't like that those stages are like lazy hard mode remixes of the original stages.
Yeah.
But I love the bosses. And I wish more Mega Man games gave us the opportunity to fight previous bosses. That's a killer idea that they should have revisited at some point.
I agree. Yeah, the other thing is then they show him
Sigma Beta, that's fair.
They show the guy like coming up into the Doc Robot, but then the Doc Robot doesn't look like it doesn't take on the look of the real robot. It just looks like a blank robot.
Right,
like,
right.
I wish they had it descend and then it like morphs into like Airman or whatever.
That would be cool,
Speaking
yeah.
of which, this part reminds me of Airman.
Yeah.
Like, what this has to do with snakes, I don't know, but I'm okay with it. Even though you're nice guys.
Julian says her internet disappeared. She'll be right back.
Oh, that's why she's just fallen asleep on stream. That's amazing.
Yeah. I didn't even see that. That's awesome. Wait, hold on. Screenshot. I'm taking a screenshot.
Yeah, you need to take a screenshot of this.
I did. Yeah, she said her internet totally cut out. She'll be right back.
Okay. Man, that rewind is helpful.
Yeah, it is.
Just keep replaying all these things. Okay, so this one, I actually prefer the Mega Buster. I just think with the geometry of the level, it's just a little easier to control.
I mean, but the weapon that you're supposed to fight him with is just a better Mega Buster, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Ah, you're dying snakes. We're gonna go ahead and top up.
What's weird for me is this is not the boss I break into this loop of 3 bosses with. I actually fight Gemini Man with Shadow Man's weapon. Snakes do a little more damage to him, but
you can kind of, like, if you fight Snake Man with the Mega Buster, then it kind of does, you can do him at any point, but...
Right.
Again, this was just what I grew up doing. There. Throwing sperm at you. Oh, man.
Yeah,
Rob,
Rob, I don't know. Did any of the Mega Man 1 songs do it?
I don't think so.
I don't think they do.
I don't know the Mega
But I
Man
have a
1
hard time
soundtrack
pulling
well
up
enough.
stuff from earlier games in my head while this one is going. Alright.
Right. Man, we are blazing through this, Dana.
I'm doing better than
You're
I
on fire.
thought. Practice pays off, y'all. Alright.
Karen's background is from the Sega Genesis version of Mega Man 3, right?
I know. Well, I just grabbed it because it was the first snake boss thing that I found right before the stream started.
I actually love the look of the Genesis version of the trilogy. And
It's nice, but it's a little less shiny? I don't know what the right word is for me.
I also love that if you have the right emulator, because it was a Sega Channel exclusive, right, on its original release, which is dumb. There was a bonus mode that would let you pick any 8 weapons from all 3 games and go fight special super bosses in a set of custom stages that only exist in the Wily Wars game. But you had to beat all 3 games on the Genesis to unlock that.
I don't know why I am sucking at this part of the level.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
So wait, trivia, if you will rush Coil right here and jump all the way into this gap, the music will quit playing for the remainder of the stage.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do that because I like it. But yeah, that is a fun one. Okay, let me remember. Extra life is on the left, health is on the right, I think.
Yes, I think so.
So we're gonna do that.
I always did love the look of these tiles, like the
They remind me
glowing
of
gemmy
broken
bits.
TVs.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, I guess that was something that reminded me of that. There's just something very, very, very tiny that reminds me of like Stardew Mines.
I really like the fish eggs here. I feel like you kind of get to carve your own path through the stage, which
And
felt
you can
unique to
mine
me
up
at the time.
stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, depending on how sassy you're feeling, you can really stock up on things. But we're doing good on health, so we don't need to.
No.
And now we get the penguin!
I feel like the
Yeah,
the
I
Mega
love
Man
this
games have a lot more going on rhythmically in the melody than most NES games do.
Yes. Probably one of the reasons I love them so much.
And there's like a
I mean,
clear...
every single part is so active.
For this track, there's a very clear dance rhythm, right? Dum ba bum bum ba bum ba bum bum.
Even in the beginning part. Which it'll loop here in a moment. That little syncopation in there.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna take the upper path. Rush Marine's cool and all, but
You just get out Rush Jet and fly through the whole thing.
I don't have Rush Jet
Yeah,
yet.
you do. Pause.
I do?
Go to Shadow
No.
Stars.
What?
Go to the stars, press right. I'm serious
Press
about
right
this.
and what?
Pause on the stars, press right, and now immediately unpause.
What?
That's the jet.
Stupid. I'm not gonna do that, but that's wild. I am gonna jump down for goodies. I have 60 tanks, so.
Yeah, actually, this is the one Megas arrangement I'm not completely sold on for the soundtrack. That exploit works the other way around. If for some reason you fight Sparkman before Shadowman, you can get Rush Marine early. It's just nobody does that.
Okay.
And if you select that empty Rush Jet and collect a weapon energy with it, and collect any amount of weapon energy, it'll permanently unlock and you don't need the exploit anymore. It'll just give it to you before you get Needleman's power.
Shoot. Okay. Oh goodness, it's so nice to have a rewind. The other thing, so one thing that's preserved on this Legacy Collection is when there's enough sprites on the screen, everything goes slower. And I think Ryan said there's an ability to turn that off.
There is, yeah.
But we don't need to. Because honestly, like, dealing with that, I don't know how I would do otherwise. Okay, let's see, I want Snake. Yeah, too bad, Andrew. Suck it up.
I think the first game I ever played with a rewind was like Prince of Persia. And I remember just like thinking, oh my god, the PlayStation is such advanced technology.
It's
I love
either
it.
that, or y'all deal with me starting the level over.
Right,
and
nobody wants that.
sometimes it sends you pretty far back in the level. There's
Yeah,
there's
we're
still
good. We're
one
good with the rewind.
checkpoint.
I will say, Mega Man 6, the music doesn't actually cut when you die, it just continues to go. And so, depending on where I die, I might just respawn, we'll see. I did not know there was a rewind function until Dana told me like 2 hours before we started streaming.
Yeah, because I was like, oh my gosh! This whole time I've just been like drilling and drilling, hoping that I would be okay. So this is actually one of my least favorite like levels, but Needleman himself isn't that bad.
I like the little
So Needleman's
hedgehoggy
design
tiny bits, porcupine.
is Metal Man plus, right? You're fighting Metal Man. The arpeggio right there, by the way, before the main theme comes in, is wild. I love this track.
It's such a good track.
Yeah, it is.
I think it was Rob that mentioned a couple minutes ago that, like, the intros should play more because they're all wicked good in this game. Sparkman and Needleman especially. Okay, let's just assume, Andrew, like, Mega Man can eventually clone himself and stop, and Mega Man X can stop time to project Mega Man into the environment, and you can play as Mega Man instead of Mega Man X for a few seconds in one of his games. So let's just assume Mega Man can manipulate time. There, I've done it. It's canonical now.
I'm playing Ludic God. So you're against Game Genie too? You never used that as a kid?
Actually, I never did use Game Genie as a kid. It was not within my budget or ability.
You could do some wild stuff with the Game Genie.
I remember I knew all about it, but did not own one. Didn't have enough I couldn't afford to have enough games where I would need to have the Game Genie. So it was like,
Wow.
there was no point.
Retro Paganists. Oh my gosh, we're gonna save ourselves from almost certain destruction.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go ahead and suffer for that E-Tank.
That's right, it was made by Galoob.
Oh, remember Galoob?
Galoob! They had the best 80s commercials. I was just having a conversation the other night about watching commercials from your childhood on YouTube. And I haven't done that in a really long time, but I felt a wave of nostalgia come over me, and I was like, I may have to take some time and just sit around and watch amazing 80s commercials for a while.
The Game Genie, weirdly, was my entry into, like, computer code. Because my dad explained that you were just modifying some value that existed in the game somewhere, which is accurate. And I had never thought about it that way before.
Oh, come on.
No, it'll hit him.
The
it'll
only
hit him.
annoying thing about this weapon is if you
Oh,
don't
nope.
hit him, you have to wait for it to do stuff. Ah! Come on. Oh, hello. Ah! Not my best version of this fight.
It's all good.
He's actually not that hard. You just gotta hit him. There we go. He's like
Solid.
4 hits.
So now we're gonna reset and punch the password to Wily's levels, right?
Heck yeah!
Nice.
Well, you know, partially because, like, the levels themselves are fine. The boss fights are a cool idea, but again, like, they should make them look like the Mega Man 2 sprites. Maybe that was a programming limitation, but they let them come down, so they were able to put them in. I don't know.
It's about one set of animations to code.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
Okay.
Dana started with Magnet Man, which is one of the 2 bosses that is correct. Scare quotes. The Nintendo Power Guide tells you to start with Top Man, and that's how I learned.
Oh, really?
I love Nintendo
Yeah.
Power.
This was one that my brother and I, sort of, like, just figured out through trial and error. And by my brother and I mostly mean Matt. Shout out to Matt Rowe. Because I mostly watched him play. F4. Okay. Aha! Right after we save the last element.
I did not know there was a password that would let you skip Breakman.
Yeah, you can jump to Breakman, or you can jump right to Wily, and we're mostly going to Wily for the music.
Right,
That's
and
legit.
Breakman's stage is a one-screen fight that's a redux of Hardman's assets. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and also
Hard
like,
man's assets.
we didn't want this to take forever. This is the longest of the NES.
Right. Now, as much as I love this game, I have to deliver some criticism here. As good as Wily Stage 1 is in Mega Man 2, this is the most boring track on the soundtrack.
I kind of like it. I think I like this better than 3. Than Wily 3.
I mean, it's doing something, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's got a nice bass line.
I feel like Wily 3 should only play a single time right before the last boss. I don't like that it plays twice, because it feels like the end.
Yeah.
But I do like that track. But, yeah, this one just doesn't do it for me as much.
This one kind of has like a starry-eyed, spacey quality for me.
And I specifically don't like it as a Wily stage, because I want to feel like we're approaching the end, and this just feels like we're going to work.
Mm-hmm.
The pitch bend there's cool, though. So again, there's some cool stuff. It feels like a stage theme. Like, this could be Hardman's theme.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't need hard knuckle in this stage. You have to. So the one thing about the Wily.
Yeah, the energy does not refill during the Wily stages.
Yeah, so you have to kind of plan ahead. Like, okay, for different components, like what do I need? Okay. Like here, yeah, we'll pick up some health. And I have full E-tanks, so I don't need to really go for that.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna jump up just to, hard knuckle's not that bad, so. But yeah, you have to sort of do some calculations. Other way. You have to do some calculations with how much you want to use of stuff. Which this is the state, you should, at this, oh, what? That was dumb as shit.
Hey, if that's the only dumb mistake you make, you've had a stellar run at this.
Well, thank you.
And actually, it's kind of making me a tiny bit nervous to do 6 right after this, because, like, I have to match this now. So, a lot of folks in the chat will not have heard this story, but part of how Dana and I, figured out that we were going to get along really well is the first time we had hung out in person. She was driving me around Cleveland. She had invited me out to give this talk. And it was the two of us in her car. And she was like, do you play any Mega Man? And I was like, oh, yeah, put on some Mega Man music. And she was like, sweet, we'll do Name That Tune. And, she beat me at Name That Tune Mega Man. Which I thought was awesome.
I want to go Shadow Blade. Yeah, the first 6 games, I will say that my knowledge breaks down significantly in the X games. I recognize the music, but I can't go, oh, that's Top Man or whatever.
I bet I could do the first 2 X games, and maybe 4 as well, but I didn't play 3, 5, or 6 until much later.
Hi, Dominic.
And I don't think 5 and 6 are all that great. X5 and X6.
Right off the bat, it drops you on that platform, and you're just like, can I just get my bearings for 1 second?
Nope.
Obnoxious.
On the plus side, it's not a punishment, right?
Right.
So, Dana skipped
like
it, but
though.
This is the second time you see these platforms. Shadow Man Stage Revisited is full of 6 screens of those.
Mm-hmm.
Which is terrible. Jarrell, the one where you blow up everything with the giant super space laser and can therefore skip to the very end of the game is X5. Yeah, Lice Music just pointed it out. Technically, the whole game is non-linear in the sense that you have a giant fuck it button and can just skip to the end whenever you want. Which you absolutely should do if you're playing Mega Man. If you're playing Zero, you probably want all your stuff.
One of our favorite streams we've ever done was actually, I think it was a weekend, or a week where like Julianne and Karen weren't available, and so we played 20XX.
Yeah, the two of us did. And
it was awesome.
For the record, the one time Dana and I streamed 20XX, we beat the entire damn game in a single go.
Did. It was so good. Now we get to play with Rush Jet a little bit.
What I really like is if you position Rush Jet down at the bottom of that one and jump to the platform, he'll cruise under it and just chill with you.
That's adorable. Am I at 9? Yeah, I've actually been pretty decent with
you haven't used hardly
energy
any.
tanks here. And that is one nice thing about the Wily stages is they give you some dang E-tanks.
Yes.
Okay, I'm about to do, what is this, Rock Monster, right?
Yeah.
Ugh. He's not particularly hard, you just gotta
This
like,
is
jump
the
at the
easiest
correct time.
of the Rock Monster boss fights in the franchise, unless you count having the pause glitch in Mega Man 1, in which case then obviously that's the easiest. Most of the rest of these are hard as nails because you can't do any damage. This one's at least kind of friendly to you because you have Hard Knuckle.
I'm still probably gonna use an E-tank.
Yeah, it's still hard, let's be clear. But it's
bad.
not like I am weeping.
But sometimes I get jumpy in the wrong spot. I've seen this done perfectly. Once in a blue moon I do it perfectly. But like then this happens. What is that nonsense? He's just kind of tedious because you have to wait for all his parts to go over.
I think 2 cycle is the fastest here. I'm usually 3 if I have my groove on with this boss, because you can hit him twice in every appearance. You can hit him twice.
With the hard knuckle?
Yep.
Oh. I'm never that quick.
You can hit him 3 times if and only if you take damage right before his eye becomes vulnerable, and you jump right inside and smash the button.
Huh.
But that's like super risky strategy territory.
There we go. That's not too bad.
I kind of wish anytime I finished a project, that little theme would play.
Right?
Like I did the dishes.
So,
laundry. Yay!
those of you who attended NACVGM know that I have a button that just generates applause for me on command. Here it is.
Nope.
I didn't hear it.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, sorry, only the stream will hear it. Sorry.
Oh.
Because
Nope.
Dana's sharing sound with us right now. But
Yeah, so it's Dana.
I got that button for NACVGM, but I've been using it a lot more than that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna try to go for these. Because the only thing I would really want to refill is Hardman, and you have to use him to open the thing.
Yeah, and you'll have some opportunity to get more Hard Knuckle later. You don't need that much more of it.
Yeah. Mostly, I want to be full up when I do the boss rush.
I like this track, by the way, because the next time the melody cycles around, it's got this cool rhythmic beat that forces a pause out of us that I think is really awesome. Right here. Bop, 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 bop.
Had to remember where the thing was. There it is. And then go under. So that's where the fun is. See, like right here, I can top up a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, now you're all set.
What is this screen? Like, you drop down before you can do anything. I just love that they're like, well, we'll throw an enemy in there, right? Alright.
Otherwise, it would just be bad level design.
It's not bad level design. That screen is there to serve as a checkpoint.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying.
So I feel like he's just window dressing.
That's kind of what I meant, yeah.
This looks really difficult, by the way, but I actually think it's quite simple.
Not too bad.
Like, a lot of games have those type of sections and it's legitimately tough. Not here. I don't know why.
Okay, I think this is Cloning Machine.
No, Zarnax, the track that Dana did not like so much, I think, is the next Wily track we're gonna hear.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's just like...
This one's good. I thought it was the next one we were talking about.
Yeah, I love this one. I love this one.
There's a lot of cool, interesting rhythmic stuff going on here.
Yeah. Basically the thesis for the whole game.
Wait, what do you mean Top Man glitch on the boss? I thought that was just coded, that's how you fight him.
Okay.
I always use snakes on this boss.
You do?
Yeah, it kills him in like 4 hits.
Well, we'll try it. I don't think I use snakes
You still have to hit the right
pretty much
one.
any other place. Ooh. You just have to get the right one.
Yeah, then you can unload.
Such a pain in the butt.
Oh yeah, they're called search snakes, so you can search out the right Mega Man clone to hit. Nice, Dominic.
Assuming I don't get hit a million times by him. Okay. I'm gonna just play it safe. There's just so many of him. It's a lot to keep track of. Huh. I've always just done that with Mega Buster. I like my Mega Rita here. Good choice.
My beer is gone and I want another drink, but I also have to play Mega Man 6, which is not easy in a couple minutes, so I might not have any more.
Ah. Gemini Man. Topped up. We want to be topped up because we have to do Boss Rush! Yay! It sucks!
Whoa! Zarnax, I had no idea that was the case. That's hot. Fire Rush Coil bullets at him and then switch to Top Man, and the bullets will hit him as if you top spun into the last boss.
Interesting.
Dana, you have to try that now, because that's a lot more convenient than any other way of fighting
You're gonna
him.
have to remind me because my brain will be mush after doing the Boss Rush here.
Yeah, you got it.
I hate these things. Like, why do they have to add insult to injury when I'm already gonna fight, like, all of the bosses in a row?
Yeah.
Why are there enemies? I hate this. Come on. Yeah.
That was a cheap shot.
Such a cheap shot. Stack. I always thought of them as like Dustman from Mega Man 4, like the dust pile. But it's like metal.
I feel like
waste.
he's throwing Gutsman blocks at you from Mega Man 1.
Mega Man 2 is my favorite. You're in great company.
See, what's sad is that we're not going to hear the level theme loop again, because Dana's just going to go to transporter. So now I'm going to want to listen for that. Nice work, by the way.
Yeah. I've got a chart here in my cheat sheet. It has, like, who's in what thing, so I can kind of decide what order I want to go here?
I think this one's Wily 4.
Level-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Track-wise, it'd be Wily 3-4, because the same track plays for both stages.
Okay. Man.
See, I really like, in Mega Man 2, my favorite stage themes are Flashman and Quickman.
They are good levels, but the whole game.
Okay.
What's weird for me, maybe not weird isn't the right word, the timbres
do my
between
least
Mega Man
favorite.
2 and 3 are almost completely different, except for the triangle tom-tom sound.
That wasn't bad.
That was really good, actually, yeah.
Like the first time I've been able to get that to work. I am really, really bad at those. The top spin, I think it's because, like, I recoil at something where you sort of have to throw yourself in to take damage.
Yeah.
Okay, Top Man, Hard Knuckle.
Along those lines, Mega Man 3 is the only NES title with no shield weapon. The top spin is as close as it gets.
Yeah. Which it doesn't shield you at all.
No.
I'm gonna go ahead and... Yeah, I'm really bad at, like, gauging. He takes so long to spin up.
Thanks for popping in,
And
nice
you-
music. Have a good time.
Good to see you. You'd think, as a musician, I would have, like, better timing.
I think
But
Top Man is
I
random, though,
understand
isn't he?
difference.
Like, he just cut the how long he stalls is variable.
Ah, maybe that's why I hate it. Okay, let's see. Hard Man, I would use Magnet Missile, right?
Yep. If you don't spam them, they'll last, by the way.
Yeah, I just don't want him to do too many cycles because I can't stand him.
Right.
His movement really bugs me, so. Okay, Gemini Man, so we will use the snake. Oh, there we go. Get a snake on fire.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, does the
Gemini-
Gemini laser do more damage to Gemini Man? The only one of those that I know is Metal Man's weapon will kill Metal Man in one shot.
No, let's see. According to my chart, no. Snakes do 5. Gemini laser does 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're gonna Magnet Man with a weapon.
Magnet Man is crappy. He's vulnerable to 2 weapons, which I think is hilarious.
Ugh. There you go. I don't love his movement. It drives me up a wall.
My kids are currently pretending that Untitled Geese Game now, the title screen has changed,
Yeah.
was a real game. So they run around the basement, like, bothering me.
Perfect. Well, I made that through the skin of my teeth.
Hey,
Boss rush!
that's amazing. Here we go.
Okay. Let's see. After the boss rush, there is Wily 1, right? So
Yeah.
I want Spark Shock and Hard Knuckle mostly.
See, I use the Rush Jet and the Hard Knuckle. I've never used Spark Shock on the second phase. I'm looking forward to seeing it, though. Nobody wants anybody to randomly honk at people, except for me. I will say, giving my boys a game where they their job is to run around and be annoying to people, gets that out of their system, so they don't do it in real life as much. That's fantastic.
Okay. And then I will need that later.
Zarnax, how do you hit Wily 1 with Search Snake? That seems difficult.
Okay. I will get one more spot to top up after this, but... Yeah, I don't speedrun. I'm like, what's the opposite of a speedrunner? Slow as possible gamer. Okay, actually. Cool.
Remember 2005, when people were between the ages of 7 and 16.
So yeah, this is the track I don't care for very much, and I don't like it because it plays twice. I wish we got a bonus track for the bonus stage.
Yeah. Here you don't use Spark Shock, Brian?
I use Hard Knuckle here.
Oh, interesting. I don't remember the stats, but there was a reason.
Oh wow, yeah, this does a ton. It's the same, except Spark Shot is just faster and better.
Yeah, that's the main reason.
Yeah, I'll
like
be
how
switching
slow.
there.
Ah, there we go.
And here
Wow,
I use
this
Rush
is-
Jet, and I just get in his face.
Yeah, I do too. Assuming I can get him to come to me. Come here, boy. Fly over here. Like really slow glitching on me. There we go.
Oh
just in
wow,
time.
that was amazing. Nice work.
What?
Snake Man's replaced by Solid Snake. Doesn't he look a little bit like Doc Brown in this game? I mean, kind of in general, but like I maybe because like Back to the Future and Mega Man were happening simultaneously in my life.
I've never thought that, truth be told.
I think it's the mad scientist trope. Okay.
The mustache on Dr. Wily recalls Albert Einstein for me more than it does Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
He is.
Hi, Dark
I
Sword.
could see Doc Brown.
You are just in time, Dark Sword. We're gonna finish Mega Man 3 and then move to 6. So,
How many ticks do I have? 5.
your timing is excellent
I can
tonight.
get through this with 5 E-tanks.
Yeah, you for sure can, especially if you use Zarnax's trick, and I'm really interested in you trying it.
Oh, right. Remind me what that was.
Stand on the far right side for the final phase of this.
Right.
Shoot rush coil pellets at him, and then while they're in transit, pause and switch to top spin, and the pellets will turn into top spin shots.
Oh my goodness.
I want to
That's
see that.
amazing.
I've never seen it before, and I'm interested.
Yeah, we're gonna try it. Okay, I'm gonna start with...
Yeah.
Oh, well, first I'm gonna want Rush to get me up on the platform. That's amazing, because I'm so bad at using... Oh, that was very clean. I'm so bad at using top spin. It's just a very awkward weapon to use.
Agreed.
Okay,
Alright.
so...
So rush coil now. I want to see this so badly.
Okay, so Rush Coil. And then just shoot him?
Shoot and pause and switch to top spin. What? That's amazing.
That's
I love
pretty
it.
cool.
I did not know you could shoot spark straight up.
What? This is so wild. You have to be quick on the draw with that. That is so cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Thank you for that. That's cool.
Oh, burnt.
And you're like, oh no! What happened?
No.
The person who's been fighting me the whole time actually saved me?
Dun dun dun.
I also like that he's a blue
Like,
ninja
what?
in that sequence.
Yeah. It's like he's in shadow. That whistle. Ugh, I get chills. I love this theme.
For sure.
I did it, y'all. In an hour 15. And that was skipping stuff. This is one of the longer ones.
Right,
Yeah.
I actually think I can finish Mega Man 6 in 45 minutes. So,
Wow.
we're gonna see.
Okay. Do you need a break for? Are you gonna get yourself a beverage, or is it better that you do not do that, or what?
No, I'm just gonna go, I think.
Go.
This was a really
Let's
good
do
run,
it.
though, Dana.
I love this track.
Well, don't pause it in the middle, right?
I didn't mean to. I don't know what I did. Sorry.
Alright. I really like how much this sounds like a whistle to me. Right? Everybody says the whistle. Right?
And then you're like, oh my gosh, it's his brother. At least I was when I was a kid. That's like the tear moment. You're like, what?
So they
He's a
fleshed
brother.
that out in the comic books and television shows significantly, right? In a really cool way.
It's so sad how it cuts out. But you can, in this collection, there is the museum? I don't remember where the...
Sneaky.
You have to go back to the title screen.
Okay.
Music
yeah, okay.
player.
There is a music player, so you can sit through the whole thing.
Yep.
I do love that part. I could just sit and listen to Mega Man 2 all the time.
I have
Yeah,
like
Dominic, you
seasons
can
of
link
that.
stuff, and if you can't, you can
Oh, that would be
DM one
great.
of us on Facebook, and we'll post it. I think you should have permission though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. New album.
That's the Megas, the Mega Mans
All
of the
right.
third variety, and so I should stop sharing with you on Discord, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm gonna
okay.
boot up Legacy Collection here, and we'll get
Wait,
going.
how do did I unshare it already? Oh, because I quit the app. So
Yeah, it unshares automatically. You're set.
So should we stay on Discord or get off Discord and just do
You can just do
Skype.
Skype now. I'll share over Skype, I think.
perfect?
Let me quit out of Discord then.
Oh, my Mega Man Legacy Collection is loud. Holy cow.
Yeah, that was the problem I was having. I couldn't hear you guys.
All right. So now let's put up mine.
Julian's trying to come back, but she's having some difficulties. I'm trying
Oh,
to help her
Dominic,
there.
please post your video. I've been really excited about your album. Please post.
Yeah, you absolutely should link it.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got Mega Man 6 to play here.
All right, trying to help Julianne here.
Did the
Okay.
stream stop? Or is I've been getting feedback.
Yeah, I think maybe the stream did stop because Julianne was like, "Where did the stream go?" And I was like, "We haven't gone anywhere."
I cut the game, but the stream itself is still going fine. Everybody can see
Really?
and hear stuff now. I'm watching it
can?
on Twitch now. Yep.
I have no option to play it. Wild.
Yeah,
Let me
Julianne
reload.
believes the stream went somewhere.
Let me reload the whole Twitch page here, and I'll make sure. But everybody should be seeing and hearing Mega Man 6 now.
I'm gonna reload
I don't
Twitch
see
just
it
to
on
see.
Discord.
We're
Yeah.
not,
We're
we're not
gonna
using.
be just on Skype now.
I see it on
That
Twitch.
makes sense.
That's what I'm
Hey,
asking.
Julian's back. Sweet, let's add her.
Oh, there's so many things going on. Oh, there. Oh, I see. No, where did my headphones go?
All right.
They're on your head.
No, I know, but they're like muted. Okay, now I can hear you again. This is so weird.
Set my controller down. I used a... Is it 8-bit do or 8-bit do?
Yep, someone please tell me.
I say 8-bit
what is
do.
I say 8-bit dough because soulfish.
Yeah, I've been saying dough, but I'm like, is that
All right.
stupid?
But I feel like that would be the wrongest thing to assume.
8-bit
So-
This
do.
8-bit do.
I start with Plant Man, even though he's not the official first
I'm
boss.
still not seeing or hearing anything in the stream. That's
Oh,
not...
Skype is
showing
not.
anything.
Skype is not hearing anything. Ha ha ha.
I'm not seeing or
Uh-huh.
hearing anything.
Right. Yeah, you guys wouldn't be. Lol. Okay.
Don't leave us out.
Now you can.
There we go.
Yay.
All right. And it's because the rush
Buster.
adapters in Mega Man 6 are so broken.
Nintendo. Oh!
That makes sense. Maybe that's why my internal brain was like 8-bit dough.
8-bit
Makes the most sense. But then I was like, why would I think that except soulfish?
I was one shot
Okay,
short
I'm
there.
gonna
That's
run and
annoying.
refill my beverage now that I'm done doing my hard work. As much as I love Plant Man, I'll be back.
Sounds good.
My work is done. This house is clear.
Oh yes, giving me the E-Tank right off the bat. Life is good.
Do not record the screen.
When I was a kid, seriously, I did not know what the E-Tanks were for, and I was just beating Mega Man 2 and 3, maybe not 3, but 2, with I never used a single E-Tank, because I really didn't know what they were.
That's crazy.
So I just made sure I just didn't go low on health.
Whew. Nintendo.
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 Wait, did we actually get another spammer? I'm not in my mod account. Oh no.
Oh, I can take care of that. Lol, hold on.
In search of followers, primes, and views, come on Big Follows Starcom, Big Follows space com.
Oh my god. That's worse than the actual spam.
Yeah, it is! Ban me. Mod me myself.
I will not be banning you.
I have to remember to put in my mod, to be on mod when I'm doing this, but I was in a different stream right before this, and I'm not a mod there, so there you go.
It's already bailed from the stream. Whatever.
Nice.
It has already
It's nice that we're getting so famous that people need to come
so
and
famous. We have
spam us.
Yeah, exactly.
more than 10 viewers. Oh my
More
god.
than.
Alright.
Yeah, look at this viewer list.
So
I
let's.
recognize these names.
Dana pointed out
Corn Pops are back.
that the Mega Buster sound erases some of the music, which is true. But here in Mega Man 6,
Here.
sound effects will overwrite it, and now it's silent, right? Which is nice.
So it overwrites all the music instead of just some of the music. Is that what you just said?
No. Right now,
No.
a sound effect will cancel a sound effect, and then because they end,
Oh.
see? Now it's not making the sound anymore. You can hear the whole music now. So it's actually not quite as bad here as it is in 4 and 5.
Okay.
Ugh, I love the music in this game. It's not as ingrained in me because I played 5 and 6 very late.
Yeah.
3 and 4 were pretty much the ones we played growing up at my house.
Yeah, and for me it was just 1 and 2 and a hair of 3. But I never finished 3 and I never really got around to the rest of them. So 4, 5, and 6 are still very uncertain for me.
I
Yes,
didn't
Dark
play
Sword
the
is
Mega
right.
Man.
There is an amazing OC remix of this track. Yeah, can you
Nice.
link that for us, actually? Shark, that'd be awesome. I would move, but I'm stuck fighting Plant Man right now. I really like the thundering, by the way.
Such a fun boss theme in this one.
And you notice Mega Man gathered 3 little sets of particles to get the special move? Here it'll be 6, because it's Mega Man 6.
So cute. I don't like this item get theme as much as I did 3, but...
No, I agree with that entirely. This is not a good item get theme.
It's just such a... not even much of a theme, it's just kind of a little
and
teeny
the
loop.
plant barrier itself is really stupid. The only reason I get it first is so that I can then go to Flame Man and get the power armor. I don't care about Flame Man's weapon either. I just want the rush stuff, because it's so excellent. That, like, we're not even gonna be normal Mega Man ever. We're gonna be permanent Jet Mega Man, the best Mega Man. This was a really cool stage in terms of mechanics for Mega Man. It feels like a Mega Man X stage to me a lot.
Oh, that G flat up in there. So good.
DeLorean mode.
You're a Dorian mode.
DeLorean mode.
It's Dorian mode in kind of a funky key. I detected a G flat.
I agree.
in
There's
there,
like
so it's
Middle
at least
Eastern
5
stuff.
flats.
There's Middle Eastern stuff going on
It's
here.
like an
That's what they're
A
doing.
flat Dorian.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that was almost bad.
Yeah. Well, yes, if it's a hot land and there's a hot man, Flame Man, then it's definitely like, okay, let's go to some place that has a desert and appropriate their musical sounds. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding.
It's true, though. I love the lightning flashes as the bosses come down. It makes them feel a lot more badass.
Yeah. And he's got a little turban, so like we're playing into that stereotype.
Yeah, that's a little problematic.
I thought that was
No,
his
it's
fair-
kind of a lot, actually.
It's
Let's be
unfair.
real.
Yeah, that's an issue.
I don't think I would have heard the music though as kind of like Middle Eastern had I not like then
No.
looked at the game as having those twinges of the exotic Dorian scale.
It's mostly the visuals that cue you into that.
Yeah,
Because
but then
the
as soon as you-
music has the modal thing, but other than that, it's very Mega Man. And like all the Mega Man music has a
it sounds like Mega Man.
cohesive feel. Like
Yeah.
even
So-
in 3, having those tracks by Harumi Fujita, you know, they don't sound out of place with the ones
I
by
had not
Yasuo.
ever made the connection to, like, Saudi oil, and this is the oil stage for Flame Man and the
Oh
Turban.
my god.
But that makes a lot of sense. I hate that
Yikes.
analysis.
Yeah.
I will say Mega Man
Yeah.
6
Like Lotus.
is... It starts to feel like they're slowly reusing assets or ideas. Flame Man fights with Heat Man's pillars, like Zarnax just pointed out. Wind
Also
Man
Tomahawk
fights with
Man,
Air
why not?
Man's tornadoes. Right, and there's a couple enemies that were made from fan contests. Tomahawk Man and Yamato Man are fan ideas put into the game.
They really shouldn't have gone with Tomahawk Man. Just
I'm
saying.
with you there. With you there.
There's
Although,
a lot
I mean,
going on.
The music
here,
is good though, so we'll have a good theme there.
it's like
but-
at the time, was it considered to be like really great representation?
No.
No, they didn't
don't-
think about
I
that
don't-
in the slightest, let's be very clear.
I honestly think that, like, the only folks that were really paying a lot of attention to the content of video games, it was more violence they were going after.
Yeah, and not, like, all of the other bad things.
Yeah, and like, even sexuality wasn't... With the sprites being what they were, you know, it's like, there's not stuff that's quite as egregious as things that come later. I mean, there's some fighting game stuff where the women aren't depicted great, but I feel like violence was the thing that everybody was up in arms about. It was not cultural representation.
Yeah.
I've even seen and heard on the internet, you know, folks making really bizarre apologetics for Japanese games that have problematic things in them. You know, folks saying things like, "Oh, well, Japan is so homogenous, so like," and like that excuses it. You know, like, "Oh, yeah, of course they can't have like an experience of what an actual Native American person would be like, you know, or whatever." It's just like that's very.
I mean, Japan has a long history of kind of, like, race problems, we'll call it, as well. They're just different than ours, because they're a different place, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing folks say stuff like, you know, like Barrett in Final Fantasy VII, that, like, some of the stereotyping, it's just like, well, there just aren't black people in Japan. Like...
So maybe a research trip is warranted, right? Like,
right!
Also, I love, can we look at the widescreen art they've used? Mr. X is the lamest Wily disguise in the franchise. Like, that's clearly Dr. Wily the entire time. I absolutely love it.
While I was running to grab my mocktail here, did we talk about the composer at all?
No, not yet.
Not really, no.
Well, composer, everybody! Yuko Takahara. So, most known for Mega Man 6, but also worked on Final Fight and Breath of Fire 2, which is one of my favorites.
Yay.
Yeah.
So that's 2 for 2 for tonight, which is a rarity for us.
Yeah, I mean, there's only the 3 tracks in Mega Man 3 by a woman, but yeah, it's interesting that the, you know, Bun Bun composed for a little bit for Breath of Fire 1 and Yuko Takahara composed for Breath of Fire 2.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun... I mean, they were all Capcom composers, so they would work on the different projects. Looking at other things she worked on, the Super Nintendo Aladdin. Not the Genesis one, notably.
Here's Tomahawk Man's stage. We have cowboys versus Indians. It's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, that's what this is at. Yep.
The little cowboy robots are cute, but yeah, everything is bad about the representation here.
It's too bad because the piece of music is, like, excellent.
But it's weird that it has that flavor of, like, Wild West, Westerns, cowboy stuff. Just a little bit.
That horse riding rhythm is pretty common.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit of gallop.
Sorry.
Sorry, bless you.
Thank you.
I love the power armor. It's like, get out of here. I'm not fighting you. Nope.
What I think is interesting about this horse riding rhythm is, like, listen to the space that it's in. Like, it takes up a lot of, like, reverb. There's reverb on that. It feels like it's in a big open space.
The fact that there's custom animation transitions from one armor to the other is, like, extra level of polish, by the way. I love that about this game.
Mm-hmm. This is actually what we're working on right now in my pop music class about the creation of cowboy music and the Wild West, as well as the beginnings of race records and hillbilly. And, like, we're talking about how we create a sense of space in the music acoustically with this sense of reverb and echo that really depicts the Wild West, and that becomes really ingrained in so-called cowboy music. And so to hear that in this background, the galloping,
Yep.
I think is deliberate, maybe.
And there's that kind of like the reverb adding all this like memory and nostalgia and like, oh, the good old days of the Wild West. And it was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Some of those westerns, like, I wouldn't want to be back in that time. Like, a lot of the best westerns show you just like how the lawlessness of being out in the open like that, and like empowering a lot of criminal activity, and you know, like families just moving out there like trying to make it work, and then having stuff happen to them, having cattle stolen, and like, who do you go to? There's no local. Maybe there's a sheriff in the next town over, but
speaking of, it's good if you're a white dude. From Dark Sword in the chat, I was watching either an E3 or some Tokyo Game Show thing, something with Dark Sword in a different Discord. We were just hanging out, and it was this incredible looking setting that was like post-apocalyptic. It was like, we thought this game was going to be really cool, and the lamest white dude possible is like riding up on a motorcycle, and both of us were like, fuck. So this Mega Man game actually has 2 separate exits to the stages for 4 of the bosses. Tomahawk Man is 1, and then it's the bottom 3.
Oh.
And we'll see, you get a bonus if you go the harder way, which I'm gonna do. Yes, Dark Sword, that's Days Gone. Thank you.
oh, so excited. I loaded up the Dominic's link to watch after the stream.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let me grab that.
Yeah, I figured before it gets buried in chat.
Good call.
So I have what's probably an unpopular take. The shield weapons in all Mega Man games are garbage.
Oh, that's not an
think that's
unpopular
unpopular.
take. That's
Like, I
totally,
agree with that.
that's legit. They're terrible.
Like Skullman and 4.
Yes, the only exception is potentially Starman in 5, because at least you can launch that one on command. You can still move, and you can launch it. All the other ones are terrible.
Oh, I have a bruise on my arm.
So, talking about tropish stuff, by the way, here's Yamato Man's stage, the impregnable fortress, and the music, too.
It's weird. This is a really interesting track and level to think about from the perspective of representation, given who's writing the stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's something that I remember. So Andrew earlier made a comment about like how it feels a little weird for America to be like criticizing another country's race issues. Like, yes, fair. There is some really, really interesting work though on Japan and, you know, cultural exoticism, but also counter exoticism and sort of like taking the way that their culture was depicted, particularly in Hollywood, and all those tropes and stereotypes, and either like playing them up or kind of flipping them in interesting ways. I touch on that literature like a tad in my Cleopatra chapter, because, you know, I was like, okay, we're doing this like ancient Egypt thing, and that always has like a very set way that we do it. But one of the things that came up to me as a potential problem was like, okay, well, this is Japan now doing this. So does that change the context at all, given like their relationship to Egyptology? And so I had to dig a little bit, and that led me to the counter-exoticism stuff. And there's some really good takes on like the use of that in anime.
Yeah.
And how Westerners are depicted. So good. You know, because like one of the biggest things that I see when there's like an American character in a lot of anime, they're usually depicted as being selfish. You know, very individualistic, but to a point where it actively harms the other people. There's no like community sense.
Where's the lie?
Where's the lie? I mean, look at mask wearing in
Oh
in a lot
man.
of places. You know, it's just like courtesy. You wear a mask if you have a cold because you don't want to spread that.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And over here, suddenly it's like you're infringing on my rights by making me not spread COVID. Like, anyway.
All right, now we've got what's probably my favorite track for this game. I love Nightman's stage. Also, we want to talk about like stereotype tracks that don't do what you expect. Nightman is absolutely like the opposite of a medievalist track.
Right. It would be a little shocking because it would stand out a lot if it were. It's just like an 80s jam. I love it.
Yeah, it's
And I know this game was released in the 90s, but you know.
Yeah.
Most
long
of,
80s.
most of them were actually. Look at when they were all released here.
My trio, or the ones that I like, were definitely
Yeah.
80s.
From 3 on, they're all 1990 or later.
yep.
But yeah, one of the reasons. So Ryan told the story about playing Name That Tune with mostly the first 6 Mega Mans. The reason I'm really good at that is when I would like train for 10Ks, I would often run to the Mega Man soundtracks specifically. I just found that they were
Yeah.
really good running music.
Yeah.
More so than even
Imagine
some
that.
other video game tracks. Like, I would work some other ones in, but I kept coming back to the Mega Man ones. So, like, I would just listen to those when I was running.
They are relentless and interesting,
Yeah.
like at the same time.
And normally I have a hard time running to music. It's a tempo problem.
Yeah.
If it's too fast, then, like, I'm not as good at pacing myself. But the Mega Man tracks, I didn't have a problem with that because I know them well enough.
Yeah.
I can also run to podcasts. I would do a lot of that.
Mm.
That's where a lot of my, other than the ones other than 3 and 4 where I just know them because I played them so much. At some point we'll probably do 4, but I need to practice that a little bit. Although now that I know that I have the saving and the rewind in the Legacy collection, I'm a little more gung-ho.
Right.
Like, just knowing you have that, it's like...
Yeah,
In a way,
Dominic, that's
I
the
think
contest I
better
was
in a lot
talking
of
about.
sections.
I'm under the impression that Yamato Man and Tomahawk Man were the winners of that contest.
Yeah, I think that you've told us that before, and that also kind of jives with what I recall. Doesn't mean it's right. But that's
It
what I
could
think
be
I
one
remember.
of it could be 2 of the others. Oh, Nightman is
Oh,
one
it's
of them.
Nightman. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Kate, good to see you!
Kate's
If
been
I
here a
miss-
while.
I know,
Well,
so-
when I was playing, I was only looking
Yeah, I
at the
know.
chat every 2 seconds, once in a
Yeah,
while.
Kate got a good screenshot of Julianne looking absolutely passed out because she disconnected
So
with
did
her
I.
face in a funny position.
Yeah, Julianne,
always.
I'll share that with you later. It
I
was
will-
great.
No. I will not look at it.
No, it was great. You look awesome.
All right.
Definition of.
I really like this track as well.
Mm-hmm. It has that, like, aquatic opening.
Yeah.
Oh no, my
Oh.
screenshot didn't work. Kate's gonna have to send you hers because mine is not. It didn't. Oh no.
Oh,
That's
no.
okay. It'll be uploaded to YouTube shortly anyway, right? So.
God.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, wow. Nightman was designed by Dominic's friend's cousin.
No, that's the joke.
Oh. Okay, I missed that it was a joke.
Like my uncle works at Nintendo.
I never heard that one.
You never heard that as a trope?
I'm sure my brother did. He was, just enough older. feel like by the time I was more school-aged, Nintendo wasn't the only console. There was a lot more consoles on the market by then.
Oh, yeah. So this is super weird. It's a reverse water stage, where the water is above you.
Yeah.
So you have to wait for the water to come down so you can make that jump.
Yeah.
I love it.
There are other games that do that, but I'm trying to remember and I'm struggling. But yeah, Dominic, that's really, really cool.
See? So Dominic is not lying.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who claimed that they had somebody that worked at Nintendo. But also, like, in Cleveland, the idea of, like, oh yeah, your so-and-so works at Nintendo, like, in Cleveland. Not exactly a hot spot of video game development at that point.
Sad to have the nice pickup drop into the abyss there.
Thank you, Kate.
Nice.
I'm telling you, I will not look. And I
No, you really should. It's
don't
awesome.
want to do it.
No, it's great. It's
Where
great.
did she put it?
In the stuff with the stuff. Twitter. That.
She put it on Twitter?
Sure.
Oh, dang.
No.
Christ.
DM. Check your messages.
Yeah, this piece is really good once
Oh.
it gets started. It's a little slow on the start, but I really like it. Also, Centaur Man's design is fantastic.
It does look like Julian fell asleep. But like
Oh,
Dad
wow.
has a recliner where like your head's back.
Yeah.
And then you're like, Dad, are you asleep? And he's like, no, I'm just resting my eyes. And you're like, oh, okay.
That's me. That's me when I put my students in a breakout room on Zoom.
That's super
Actually, I never do that because everything sucks on Zoom, and so I just try to get done as soon as possible.
Oh, no, I like my Zoom.
Wow, that's
I
a really
never-
great place to freeze.
So I have not had to teach with Zoom yet because I only use Discord and I love it. Except for the whole like my students don't talk as much thing. But
Yeah.
I hate all of it. I don't like any part of anything. There's nothing good.
Cactus garden, cactus garden.
There's a cactus garden. Yeah, I guess that's okay.
at one point I read my attendance roster and everyone says like here, right? And I was like, hey, all your microphones work. You just proved it. Like
I know. Bitch.
That's the beauty of having only optional synchronous meetings. And so anybody who shows up is there because they want to be, and they're there because they actually have interesting things. And so the classes I've been teaching in that fashion have been some of the best classes I've ever taught.
nice.
They're fantastic. Like, I literally had basically an independent study in my second class this past Wednesday because
Yeah.
only one student came. So I was like, what do you want to know? And he's like, teach me how to read 14th century musical notation. And I was just like, done. And in 30 minutes, he was literally sight reading my show.
Teach me how to read 14th century musical notation.
Right, I was
Anytime.
thinking there are few people. Oh wait, that didn't happen. There are few people on the planet who'd be like better or as good as you at teaching that. Like that's a smart question to ask you for an undergraduate.
Well, I mean, it was part of their weekly, like they had already done all of the work. And so when we meet, it's to basically say, you've had class already all week long. What do you still need clarification on? And so one of the things that I gave them this past week was like, look, they talk about notation a little in the textbook, but you're going to have questions. This is a thing that I do. It's one of my specialties. So let me geek out for a little bit. This part is optional.
Nice.
But if you want to know more, come check it out on Wednesday. And so people were watching it and they were like, yeah, I don't get it, but I'm really intrigued. And I was like, sweet. So I have my routine all down pat, and I was just like, all right, do this, do that, do the other. Let's figure it out together. And like I said, within 30 minutes, I had both classes reading my show out of an original manuscript. I mean,
Pretty cool.
a reasonable little bit, right? Not the difficult stuff, but yeah, it was good. And they were like, holy crap, this is so much fun.
For all the Med Ren coursework, I actually did not get to take notation.
Yeah.
And I do regret that it just didn't ever fit in my schedule.
You could probably get somebody to read 21st century notation and do it. Sure. I don't know.
Depends what it is.
Yeah,
Right.
there wasn't a notation class ever until I went to PhD school, and it was offered once while I was there. But I had already started learning to read it, so in many ways it was kind of like a bonus class for me, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely am like a super notation geek. I love that stuff.
I mean, that's the type of thing through all of my degrees, I would take classes where advisors would be like, this isn't really, you don't really need this. In undergrad, it was languages.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, you already have your 2 semesters. Why are you still taking languages? I'm like, I don't know, I'm gonna minor or something.
And like, because that's what college should be for. It's
Right.
Right.
When we treat college as and there's nothing wrong with this, don't get me wrong. When we treat all of a humanities education as though it's trade school, which is fine, but when we take out the ability for students to kind of experience a broad liberal arts curriculum in that, this is a great opportunity to just take stuff because you want to.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
So
I
if
love
I'm
this
phrasing
track,
it
by
wrong,
the way.
forgive me, but-
This one is fun.
Yeah.
The timbres give it a nice spacey feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that, like, the PhD course, well, so the undergrad thing was just, music majors were already overloaded. We were always taking so many credit hours, so it was just more like, why are you doing this to yourself?
Yeah.
But, you know, I powered through. I never had more than 2 languages in one semester.
As one does.
As one does. Yeah, I tested into like an upper level German class because of my high school German, and then I started Japanese because I thought I actually flipped a coin between Japanese and Russian. And that was pretty cool. But then the German class was actually really hard for me because they had learned things I hadn't, and I had, like, the knowledge base was the same, so not starting from scratch ended up being a detriment for me. So I decided not to take another semester of German, and I switched to Italian. And then I stopped 1 credit short of the minor in Italian. I just couldn't take it anymore.
So if anyone is in the chat that hasn't heard Dark Sword's Overclocked remixes, y'all should probably just quit watching us right now and go do that, honestly. All of them are super good. But,
Does that include me?
but especially, Shark's Chrono Trigger remix is super good. Dark Sword did Blue Skies Over Guardia from the Chrono Symphonic soundtrack. Ooh, I backshot hit that into me. That's dumb. Alright, there we go.
This plus always bothered me. You did a nice job.
Yeah, I'll link my 2 favorites really quick here.
But yeah, in grad school, or doctoral program, it was, I was taking musicologically relevant stuff. It was just like, I thought you were a 20th century person. Like, why are you taking all of Atkinson's medieval classes? The very first class I took was an Monophony seminar. That was the first thing I did in grad school.
And that's the thing that grad school should be, is like, here are all the cool things you can study. Now go take whatever interests you, because it's all going to be meaningful.
Yep.
Ah!
Alright, lots of Dark Sword stuff is good, but those are my 2 favorite ones.
The only class that I can say maybe was not the best choice, I don't know, I've probably told this story on stream before. I thought I was signing up for like a critical literature course. That's not the right term. What's the term I'm looking for?
Like a readings class?
Comparative literature?
No, where we were going to read like Foucault and stuff.
Gross.
Literary criticism?
Yeah.
literary
I'm
philosophy.
trying to remember what they called it, but anyway, I thought I was signing up for a class like that where I was gonna like beef up on all the philosophers that people name drop to sound smart, because it was like, oh, we're gonna read Foucault and Derrida and like all this stuff, and I sucked at that because my master's degree is in performance. So I didn't like have readings courses and people would just talk about this stuff and they were familiar with it, and
They're all bullshitting you. That's the secret.
Well, yeah, but I always felt kind of ashamed of my lack of knowledge there. So I thought I signed up for this class. I show up day one. I sit down and they're like, "Welcome to the tableau," and I was like, "What?" And I looked and I had gotten like one number off in the course catalog, and the class that I wanted to take conflicted with a medieval class I was taking. And I was so embarrassed that I stayed in the class and I did it. It was joint ventures for the art history and like philosophy departments. So I took a class on the tableau and I wrote the weirdest paper I've ever written.
Good times. Good times. Great oldies.
It was actually on Deja Vu for the NES.
That's amazing.
That shows you how strange. Because I was kind of arguing that the point and click style was creating these tableaux. It was weird. And then I tried to work in like a musical discussion of the noir. It was, and honestly, I think they just didn't know what to do with me, so they were just like, okay, fine.
Yeah. That's like that. I took a class in my doctoral studies on music and copyright, and it was a joint seminar between Duke Law School and the composition program. So I took it as an elective because I thought it would be really important to know more about music copyright and whatnot. But like it ended up sort of being a thing where it's like the composers were being asked to write pieces that the law students could then construct attacks or defenses for, kind of thing.
Interesting.
But then we studied like the history of certain cases, and it was really interesting. I just know that at the end of it, we could do kind of like whatever we wanted to do for a final project. So for my final project, I composed a piece of music, and it was terrible. It was so bad because I'm not a composer, but I wanted to basically just like, I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do, and I did it, and it was not good, but I got a grade for it, so that's cool. But it was sort of like that, where I was like, I don't really feel like writing a traditional paper is going to serve me in this case. So, composer faculty, you can grade my composition.
Nice.
So,
That's fun.
It was, I mean, I had a good time doing it, but mostly I was just trying to be, like, super symbolic and work in all of these like references to, I forget what it was, but it was something like with a political overtone, and I was drawing in like, I think I borrowed a plain chant for a day of that was relevant to some like political person, and then wrote a freaking motet for them that I sampled. I remember there was William Billings in there, but like also like Arvo Pärt. It was very strange. Oh, pretty well.
There we go. How many sprites can I put on the screen at once here? I don't like that all of the X stages have the same piece of music. I think that's dumb. I forget what boss is coming up here. Oh, I actually need Blizzard for this one.
I like this bass line.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I like that. Got a good timbre.
Also, like, who let this little pill bug have a tank?
Right?
Like, wow.
It's gonna be my new pet name for Stan. I'm like, hello, my little pill bug.
I agree, at least it's a good piece of music, that's fair.
Yeah, the other big class that I was like an interloper in, but it was intentionally taken and not just something I stayed in because I was too embarrassed to admit I was in the wrong place.
That's an epic embarrassment there.
A whole semester. I mean, and the class was fascinating. It just had nothing to do with anything I did. But the other one I took was in the Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies department. It was theorizing difference. And so it was race, gender, sexuality, disability. And that was what introduced me to disability studies, and the rest is history. That was such a good class. So even though I was like the musician that was like totally out of place there, you know, I was there because I was like, I want to do identity stuff. So it was so perfect. That one I wrote a paper, kind of a historiography of the whole like outing Schubert debacle and the back and forth in journals about it.
Huh.
So that was kind of a fun paper.
Somebody is very warm.
I was basically a STEM major with a strong music hobby.
Aren't you a computer science undergrad, Julian?
I was computer science, neuroscience, and then I ended up majoring in music. But every other class I took was a STEM class, and so like I got to grad school and was like, who is Foucault? What are you?
You're right.
What is any of this? Who are any of these people? What does the word theory even mean? Right. So, and I'm still a little bit like that. I'm still a little bit lost.
I think that's what makes people perfect theorists.
It's like, I'm hoping to be a refreshing presence, mostly because I don't know jack shit of everyone else's, like, reference frame for all these humanities things, and it makes me so sad, because, like, oh, I wish I could have taken a course like this, blah, 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 but then I'm like, well, okay, but then I would have missed my fun neuroscience classes, so... Yeah. I don't know. I kind of wish I could be in school forever, which is sort of what being a professor is, but like,
yes,
as a student.
Yeah.
Like really as a student.
So I have a standing invitation to just come to one of my colleagues' coding classes whenever I want to.
Nice.
To refresh, and I haven't done it, partly because like I don't want to reveal to all of my students how little I know about what they do. But I should.
That's always the thing, yeah.
Yeah, the other stuff
I know we're over
taking...
time, by the way, but it's only going to take me another 15 minutes max to blaze through 4 more stages. I want to just finish it.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Oh no, it's Dr. Wiley under there. Oh, wait.
I have to prep my classes tomorrow, which I haven't done.
Yeah, I've got a lab sheet to tune up, but that'll be quick.
Yeah, I took a lot of music cognition at Ohio State, and I was really glad that I did that because David Huron was just such a fun person to take a class with. I wasn't in the lab, so I never did any empirical stuff, but I did kind of all of his like theory of cognition type courses. And I always had a good time. Like I did one that was on like evolution and sort of like where did music come from, and it was fascinating.
I love this track, by the way. I think it's just great.
Yeah, he was actually on my candidacy? Yeah, candidacy committee. He didn't end up being on the dissertation committee because it was enough years later. Folks had changed. But he was on my candidacy committee, and he gave me a question about...
I missed it. That's okay.
The cognition and in video games.
Oh, actually... Ha 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 ha. Wait.
The rewind is really generous. It really lets you go back.
Yeah, but not quite far enough for me to catch this, I don't think. Oh, nope. Haha. What do you know? That's amazing. Alright.
Yeah.
I don't actually want the E-Tank, I just want to skip all that rest of that crap over there.
You know? That's fair. Grad school rants aside, for me, the first 6 Mega Mans, the thesis statement is that every single voice is interesting. This is really good music. When I've transcribed it, sometimes I have to change the keys because some of the keys are a little punishing, but
I'm gonna
love
listen for
giving
that
this
returning
music.
punch, 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 punch. That theme returns in the ending. We'll have to listen for that. We should get it one more time here. Come on, come on.
But yeah, Mega Man stuff makes really good chamber music if you've got a trio, because everybody gets a good part. How many things are like that on this earth? Usually you're like, okay, your cellist is just kind of like phoning it in, their bass line's not as hard, especially a beginning group, which I wouldn't give this stuff to a beginning group, but you know, you're throwing Haydn at them and the first violinist is the only one with anything to do.
Right,
so,
right.
If you have a group of 3 kids who can really play, transcriptions of this stuff are brilliant for that. And man, do they have to be rhythmic. So it's a really great way to just teach ensemble skills. And
So, weirdly, when I was a child, I always thought this was frosting instead of ice.
it kind of looks like frosting exploded a little bit.
Yeah.
It's marshmallow cream. And that's where we lost Julianne.
Again.
Oh yeah, let me fix that real fast here. That's amazing. Oh no, wait, you're still here with us.
No, I'm still here.
Yeah. Okay.
We actually the famous game music recital that I put on with some of my more talented students that I've ever had. We did a Mega Man 3 medley, and it was kind of like all the tracks of Mega Man. And I'm pretty sure we had Snake Man in there.
Nice.
We definitely had the intro theme, and I don't think we did everything, but we did a lot of them. And one of the students that was in that group is at Berkeley, finishing a degree in like film and game music composition. So
Nice.
Oh.
So it was kind of cool to see when I first came into it was a duo. When I first came into work with the two of them, I think I was assigned to teach them Haydn for like OMEA solo and ensemble, and they were like very furtively like, oh, we've been working on like our own stuff. And when they showed me, it was all video game music. A lot of Undertale. They were really into transcribing and like arranging Undertale. And they had a lot of stuff that they were like, we kind of need a third voice. But they didn't really have anybody at school to play with. So they were like, could you like be our third, but then also coach us? And so we ended up just switching gears. And initially their directors were like, I don't know about this video game music. And so I showed them the score that we had made for the Castlevania medley.
Nice.
And then as soon as they saw it, they were like, oh, this is like grade levels above where they should be. Like, the key signatures, the rhythms, like, okay, you're fine. And I'm like, yeah, and they're nailing it because they like the music.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's good pedagogy to start with things that like care about.
Amazing, isn't it?
How are they ever going to learn to love Beethoven, Dana?
Well, you know, if I send students on that don't love Beethoven,
Then you've probably
my
done your
conscience will be
job.
clear.
Right? Forget it, I'm not even killing that thing.
But yeah, shout out to Mel's. They've popped on the stream a few times. Such interesting work. They actually sent me a track recently via Instagram, and it was kind of this like atmospheric, just like gorgeous piece that I could easily see in like a Journey type game.
Cool.
Nice. So close to done.
Aren't we
Alright.
still playing Frog Fractions? Life is just Frog Fractions.
2020 is Frog Fractions.
2020 is like a glitched version of Frog Fractions. Frog Fractions is delightful.
Hard man.
Yeah.
Man.
So for folks who are not Overclocked Remix natives, if you will, Dark Sword runs this remix competition of all Mega Man stuff, or at least he used to. I don't think it's currently going on right now. But there's an absolute ton of crossover arrangements that were made as part of a big competition of Mega Man arrangements. And at one point, somebody on a panel was like, do you just do this to, like, have an excuse to make more Mega Man remix? And he was like, yeah, of course, like...
Yes.
Duh.
Oh, I was one shot off there, okay.
I just freaking love that, like, fill-up sound. I love it!
Do it again! Do it again!
It's a lot better than when you're, like, holding a charge shot in Mega Man 4.
I think 4 is the only one that's really egregious about that, honestly.
Yeah, and I had started practicing it thinking that we were maybe gonna do 3 and 4. I was glad that you offered to play 6 to kind of give me a break, because my practicing I was like, ah.
One at a time is better, yeah.
Yeah, in the practicing I was trying to not just like hold it down as a habit, because I was thinking about trying to clear space for the music, but yeah, there are some spots where you just can't help it.
Right. That's what I really like about 6, is because you use the rush adapters so often, the jet. Like, you don't...
Yeah, you really jetted through this game.
You don't have to charge the buster as often.
Yeah. Man. I'm making pumpkin bread tomorrow. I'm real excited.
Oh. Half my trees turned orange overnight yesterday.
Oh, really?
And I had my first
hanging on the
pumpkin
green.
spice. Most of them are green, let's be real. But there are some crazy bright red and orange trees out there that were not that way literally only yesterday.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's scary.
we're expecting... I looked it up because I was curious when the peak foliage, and it's like mid-October. Which is
we're a
right...
couple weeks away.
Right at the time when the Granny Smith apples come in, and so Joe and I are going to go apple picking again. Because
Nice.
actually, the apples were fine. Like, I turned them into my applesauce, and my applesauce is magic, so it was great. But the actual apples were just kind of like, whatever. It was Macintosh. That's what they had in the orchard that day. But normally I look at the schedule and I try to pick, like, take us when it's something I want to pick. But that was just like, I have a lot of energy today. I kind of feel like being outside, so we went to the orchard. But we are gonna go do Granny Smith's. Both of us really like Granny Smith apples, so.
Oh, I'm spoiled. Give me the Zestars from Minnesota any day.
Can't say I've had one.
I don't think they sell them outside the state yet.
Wow.
Honeycrisps are like half price in Minnesota too, because like we were shocked at how much they cost
Good.
when we moved to Indiana. All right, what?
Well, I
works on
bet
this
you
thing?
get better cherries than we do here.
Oh, Michigan
yeah.
can do cherries for sure.
Yeah.
No. That's fine. We'll just do this.
Is this the boss? This, like,
Yeah.
vacuum cleaner thing?
It's a Roomba.
Yeah, it's a Roomba.
Evil Roomba!
A Doomba.
Doomba!
Ah.
Oh my goodness, it's a
Okay, can somebody please make an indie game about Doomba, the Doom robot Roomba?
Yes.
I don't know what the narrative of this game is going to be, but maybe you're either avoiding the Roomba or you are the Roomba. I don't know, but we need a
You can
Doomba.
do both. New Game
Good.
Plus, you can be the Doomba. Yeah.
I need this to be something in my life. Please make it happen. Universe.
If I had a Roomba, I would decorate it for holidays too. So
I have a cat. I'm planning on decorating the cat for
Mom.
holidays.
I'm gonna decorate these trees, I guess. I might get trick-or-treaters for the first time in my entire life this year.
That's so exciting.
You've never had
Live in a
trick-or-treaters
house.
before?
Never, ever, ever.
When you're in an apartment, usually they don't.
Not yet. Definitely not in a giant apartment complex with like not that many kids. And then when I grew up, I lived on like a highway. Like it wasn't, you couldn't walk around there. It wasn't a neighborhood. Just a big old farm. So yeah, had to travel to other neighborhoods to go trick or treating, but we never got any. So I was always sad about.
Yeah, you'll love it. It's super fun.
Yeah.
I always set out this giant pipe organ arrangement of Dancing Mad on loop.
That's
Outside my house.
my idea now.
That's my idea.
That's awesome. I'm writing it down.
Dr. Wiley now rules over a prison cell.
I mean, all 5 parts of that. Well, I don't know. Is even the part 5 done on a pipe organ?
Yeah, I've got a live
Okay.
recording in high quality on YouTube that I've ripped for this purpose.
That's
Wow.
awesome. Because I mean, that's
Yeah.
what 20 some minutes of music, 25 total.
I think it's more
Yeah.
like 16 or 18, but I mean, it's long enough that no one's going to hear it, the whole thing.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
I don't know if I like the idea of revisiting the stage themes, or if I like a different ending theme.
I mean, is this the only game where they do that? I think so.
Yeah, all the other ones have
At
an
least
ending
for the
theme.
Yeah. They give you a hint of one, and then it launches into all these.
And the transitions are new, too.
Yeah.
I'm told there is a credits theme, so after this medley, I'm assuming we'll
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah, I guess now that I'm rehearing that,
You're a
I
bad
don't remember that
person.
being the theme. God.
I love Nightman's theme.
it has
It's so
a little
good.
like arabesque turnaround in it, which I guess we could say is kind of Middle Eastern. Ish.
Maybe.
I feel like we have to hunt for the stuff that makes it less Mega Man and more exotic. It's mostly the graphics that give us that
It's
sense.
contextual because like of all of these I never saw like I would just say, oh, it's all Mega Man music that's like different. But as
Yeah.
soon as you contextualize it, they're like, oh yeah, I can hear that. I can hear that. It's not like super on the surface.
But like even that, like I feel like I'm reaching for kind of like the little like arabesque thing because so many of the games have those so many of the tracks in the other games have those gestures
Right.
with non-exotic bosses. So
and
it's also
this one
not out
has
of-
nothing Native American about it in the music at all.
no, nothing whatsoever.
I think Cloudman's theme on the Super Nintendo improves upon Windman's theme significantly for an air stage. Cloudman is killer. No, you can't ban me. What? Also, Cloudman's NES cover on the MM7 NES game is real sick. Oh, here's our credits
Andrew's
theme.
point-
It is very
Andrew's
90s
point is
anime.
really well taken.
Yes.
Really well taken that like what we would identify as like Native American sounding music is itself a stereotype. in
Yes,
this
that's
country.
true.
Like if you think of like beginner piano books, and they usually have some kind of like just god awful like powwow song or whatever.
If you want to hear some legitimate
like
Native
called
American
powwow.
video game music, by the way, you should all go check out my colleague Beth LaPense's Indiecade award-winning game When Rivers Were Trails, which is a retelling of kind of like the Oregon Trail story from a Native perspective, is the idea in the game.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very cool and has authentic people.
Kate, yeah, I know. Is Kate still here? There's some
Kate-
good examples.
Because Kate introduced me to a lot of interesting.
Yeah.
I did hear that rising part there, by the way. I'm gonna let this go for a minute and let it cycle.
Invaders, which you can get on like your phone, is one that I remember Kate talking about, and then Kate has also brought up. I'm trying to remember. Kate's in
Man,
chat.
this is
hop
super
in.
90s anime. Holy cow. So
Yeah.
right here is the thing. Oh no, it's only once every other. Rats. Ah. Yeah, I cannot believe how anime this is. Never processed it in that way before. This is absolutely an anime credits theme. Yeah, it'll happen this ending of our sequence here.
Yeah, I feel like I can hear
Right here.
singing, too.
Right? It does feel vocal, and yeah, it just happened there.
Talked over it. Yeah, we have a habit of doing that.
Alright, there's the loop.
Those drums are
Start.
so 1980s soap opera.
For sure.
I love it. Yeah. That's so great.
If you like playing these, by the way, you've got to get this collection. It does a ton of random challenges, all of which are like nightmarishly difficult and hard. Just like tosses you
Yeah.
into random screens, and they're all super fun.
The remixes are fun, but they are wild because they really test your memory. Because yeah, it'll one screen to the next. It's like you're in different levels, and you just
Right,
have
so
to
you
like,
load
work
this,
your way
it
through.
starts you with the Quick Man fight from Mega Man
Oh,
2,
jeez.
which is absolutely not fair.
That is really rough.
So let's do this real quick as a demo. And immediately I'm shifted,
We're done.
and now I'm playing Mega Man 6 again.
Wow.
And you just have to be good.
Yeah, really
And-
keeps you on your toes.
It's
That's
really, you start to learn the intricacies of each game engine. Like, you cannot jump out of a slide in Mega Man 6, but in 3 and 4 you can.
Yeah, you were mentioning
So you're
that.
constantly put on your toes, but you play all 6 games at the same time, and it's killer.
That is such a baller track right there. I
All
love
all
that track.
appearing blocks is a nightmare.
Oh,
Don't do
no.
that.
No thanks. No thanks.
And I haven't done all the Robot Rush stuff yet, but I'll get there someday. Anyway,
Yeah,
I am
uh,
very tired, and I have a lab sheet to write
tired.
up.
But
Yeah,
coming up,
for sure.
we're talking about like each of us now that Julianne played Botanicula and I've done Mega Man 3. Karen was gonna possibly play something for us.
I'll figure it out.
That's right.
And
And
I gotta take a look through my collection.
I have
Also-
a completed Cave Story file ready to go.
Yep. And then I would like to demo Spiritfarer for us. I don't know how
Nice.
far I would get. It's kind of a slow-paced game, but the music is gorgeous.
I've heard it's
So,
beautiful.
and I have been playing it like incessantly, other than practicing this.
If anybody
So-
wants to try it out, last week when I bought it, the Xbox Live Game Pass was $1 for a month, and it comes with it for free.
It's a gorgeous game. So we'll definitely demo that because I think that deserves some time, and it's just such a beautiful concept too. And for Stardew fans, it's like so up our alley. But yeah, so we have some really interesting stuff coming up. So stay tuned.
Yeah, and
Thanks
no
for-
long material for a little while yet. We're kind of
No.
burnt out on long games.
We are taking some breaks.
So we'll see what the next big game we feel like doing is, but right now we don't.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll see
it was
everybody
cheering me on.
next
I was
week.
very nervous to play.
It was a blast to have somebody else play. I love it. All right,
Yeah,
bye
I was so
everybody.
nervous. Good night.
Good night.